Alright guys, so I'm still live, don't worry. Obviously I have moved my computer and whole office into the spare room, and we are renovating the office, and I'm still doing the man on the streets plus the machinima plus my job. It's full on. But what I want to do is I want to start dealing with some of the culture war stuff as well as the politics, because I know politics is not everybody's cup of tea, right? So let's jump into it, and let's kick this off with the female Silver Surfer is a thing. And I really wonder how they're going to deal with the outfit on this one. Because as you can see with the outfit with the Silver Surfer, she's quite well endowed. And she's kind of hanging out there. So it makes you wonder how they're going to deal with it when it comes to this actress. I believe she's kind of stacked. Let's have a look. Images. So this is the chick that's going to be playing the Silver. No, she's flatter than her. She's pretty flat actually. Yeah, she's kind of flat. That's not going to be a problem for him. So interesting, they're going to obviously try and make the case that, like, oh my God, there's a Silver Surfer in Law. Yeah, okay, but also the Silver Surfer in Law, the female Silver Surfer, but had big boobs. So, if you're going to stick to the law all of a sudden, then, yeah, maybe that too. But let's jump into it. So, Marvel Fantastic Four cast, Inventing Anna star Julia Garner is a female version of the Silver Surfer. In a move so stereotypical that borders on parody, Marvel Studios has announced that rather than a Norman Reed version of the beloved cosmic hero, the upcoming Fantastic Four film will instead present audiences with the female Sheila incarceration of the Silver Surfer. So, yes, before anybody sits there and goes, oh my God, there was a Silver Surfer in the comics. There's a female version and a male version. This is to do with law. Yes, there was. Yes. But this is not why they're doing it. So that's not, Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. Confirmation of Marvel's latest casting first moves made public on the 3rd of April when the executive for the Outline Deadlines, Justin Kroll, reported that according to his sources, Ozark and Inventing Anna star Julia Garner has been cast to play the iconic Herald of Galactus. To this end, Corral also noted that rather than an outright race swap version of the formidable Rad, Garner would instead be portraying the wholly separate character Sheila Bay. So they follow a fellow narrative of Rudd's home planet of Zilalan. Bale is first introduced in the debut issue of the 1968 Silver Surfer Volume 1. Therein beginning the duplicit as the love of the eventual cosmic entry's life. Sadly for the couple, the coming of Gladius and Rudd's agreement to serve as the herald in exchange for the sparring of Zhen Li would eventually see the couple forcefully ripped apart from each other's arms. As a result, Bale would leave to stay on their planet while her lover set out to perform his heartbreaking duties. From there, Bale would spend roughly the next 50 years as a supporting character to the Surfer's adventures, her appearance taking on one or two distinct forms, either a temporary reunion with Rudd after which they would be forced to accept their fates once again, or an illusion employed by one of the hero's enemies within the intent of breaking his mind. It wasn't until 2026, Silver Surfer Volume 8, that the promoted Bale from Rudd's love interest to Zaina Lad, Keeper of the Great Truth, the role which saw her not only turn into a vigorous culture explorationist, intending on overriding the universe's blah 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 blah. So the version that they are adopting, it looks like it's from the 2016 version. So they're skipping basically everything from 68 68 all the way up to 2016. So they're skipping 50 years just so they can put a chick in it and make her a lesbian. Now, at the end of the day, obviously, when it comes to this, this is all about, like literally like put a chick in it, make it gay sort of stuff. Are we surprised that Disney is doing this? No. Do I think this film will be successful? No. I think it's going to flop. Don't get me wrong. I think people will go and see it, but I can imagine it's going to be very expensive when it comes to costing, especially with all the visual effects. Maybe they might do some sort of like, especially for her, unless they're going to do some sort of like silver suit, maybe to cut down on the cost. But especially if her suit is like 3D animated or 3D effects, then it's going to be freaking expensive to film. And I don't think people are going to turn up to it. As soon as people realise that it's the female version of the Silver Surfer, they're just going to be like, stuff this, and just not go and see it. And that's what we're seeing at the moment with all this stuff. I also think too, you're not going to get this version, this busty sort of, like very sexual sort of female. I imagine they're probably going to tape her boobs down and try and make her as more androgynous as they can. She kind of looks like a lesbian, actually. And at the end of the day, I think that's what's going to happen. So not only are they not going to get the sex appeal, not only are they not going to have the male Silver Surfer, which is obviously going to appeal to a lot of the fans, it's going to cost them a fortune to make. I think this movie's going to flop and flop hard. Look, people will still see it. People will still go to it, but it's not going to be successful. But obviously, at the end of the day, it's interesting that this has come out literally on the same day or the day before, same day. The same day that Disney has their board meeting and what's his Peltz loses the challenge against Iger. And Iger's like, we're going back to business as usual. And then the first thing that comes out is, we're putting a chick in it and making a lesbian. So, take what you will from that. But at the end of the day, guys, look, I don't think this is going to be successful. I think this is going to flop. But the biggest thing about it, or the most interesting thing, is the media are literally begging people to be normal. Show you what I mean. So this is Twitter at the moment, right? And I've just done a search for "Please be normal, Silver Surfer." All right, first topic here. "Please be normal" about Julia Gardner playing Silver Surfer. Then there's someone saying, can they do the other version? Then "Please be normal" about Julia Gardner. Then "Please just be normal" about Silver Surfer. Nope, no, not going to happen. So at the end of the day, we're already starting to see this narrative that gets pushed about, oh my God, people aren't going to be normal about this because they know that this is not going to be popular. Please be normal about casting. They, them have a nice cape. Do you think this is not going to stop anyone? At the end of the day, and I think it's I think it was Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. Let's see. Where's that? Geeks and Gamers. It's probably going to be a reply. So Julian Garner has been cast as a Silver Surfer. Put a chick in it, make it lame and gay. Yeah. But if we go back, there's a part where he turns around and he says, we are being normal. This is the normal response by calling it out, which I totally agree with. But at the end of the day, guys, obviously, this is not going to go down well. Anybody that thinks that the internet is going to sit there and literally let you do this and not crucify you for it, you don't know the internet. At the end of the day, I get their point. I get the argument. Look, hey, if I want eye candy, I'll just go and play, like that Stellar Blade. That new game that came out. If I want to go through and play some eye candy, I'll go and play that. Or I'll go and watch hentai or anime or go and watch 3D porn or go and watch normal porn or something, right? At the end of the day, people won't go and see a movie just because you got a chick in it and their tits are hanging out. They will go and see a movie, however, if it's a good movie. For example, on the flip side of this is the movie with Henry Cavill, which is the Ministry of Gentleman Welfare, I think it's called. The Gentleman of Warfare. I think it's the Gentleman of something Warfare. Yeah, the Ministry of Ungeneral. This one here. At the end of the day, this is just a good action flick. And the reason I want to go and see it is because it looks like it's a lot of fun. It looks like the next Top Gun Maverick. There doesn't seem to be a lot of politics in it. They don't seem to be very preachy. It's got a pretty good cast. It's got Henry Cavill and Alan Richardson, which are two actors that I love watching on screen. And at the end of the day, there's no chick walking around in a bikini because it wouldn't fit. And people will still go, and I believe this movie is going to be hugely successful. Because at the end of the day, just because you put a chick in it doesn't mean it's going to be successful. People want to go and see movies that have a good storyline, and this is what this is here. Sounds like it's a good storyline. This sounds like you're putting a chick in it to tick a diversity box. You know, like, oh my God, we can't have a guy going around being the Silver Surfer because he would be a hero. All white men have to be anti-heroes or have to be the bad guy. So we'll convert it. And hey, look, there just happens to be in 2006 a point where, you know, she becomes the main character. So you will use that. You know, we'll skip over the past 50 years where it's always the guy because we want to put a chick in it and make it lame and gay. So, you know. But I don't know, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Obviously, the video has been helpful. Please smack that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, we'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great night and enjoy.